Facebook. Everybody's trying to get their Facebook up and going. Hopefully, everybody's got their LinkedIn people pulled in, their database pulled in. They've got a target audience. They're starting to post and post and post, and they're doing the auto posting or the micro boosting or whatever you want to call it. So they're getting lots of reach. But you want your Facebook page to look better. There's a simple rule in marketing. You can't go overboard. Anything too glitzy is too much, but motion. Motion attracts the eye. For thousands of years, we've been conditioned to always see motion because motion meant food or you're about to be food. So anything that's moving makes us pay attention. Facebook kindly a few months back allowed videos as your cover photo, your background. But how do I make a video? What do I do? It's going to give you one really cool, quick cheat that you can do to make your own video, even if you don't know how to edit video or make video or do anything else, and get your Facebook up. So I did this little example of just a motion slideshow, which just a slideshow, but it's motion, and it lets me say different things, have different pictures, do whatever, so you can get more of your pitch in there, because we're always trying to squeeze in too much information into one page or whatever. So what do? And we need our page to look cool. So here's how you make a quick video, and then I'll also give you a quick tip on what to do with your profile pic. So videos for the background of Facebook. They call for two different dimensions. You're only going to use one of them. They call for 820 by 312 or 820 by 462. What the heck? Well, this is 820 by 312. That's what they show on a desktop. But let me just bring up my phone here and see if I can find a Facebook. There we go, Facebook. Oh, better share this screen with you. No good if I'm looking at it and you can't see it, right? All right, so let's say share screen, and let's go to phone or iPad. What? Come on. There we go. Am I sharing? Can you see it? Where is share screen? Sorry, I've got so many screens open. There we go, share. And hopefully you're seeing it. So let's just go to that same page. And let's add LLC. And we'll go to my Facebook page. And there you go. Hopefully you're seeing this screen being shared with you. Notice how much more square it is. See, on a phone, they have to make it more portrait instead of landscape, whatever, taller. They're going to make it taller. There you go. So that's why you want to use 820 by 462. That's the dimensions. So just jot that down, come back and reference this. But 820 by 462, that's the dimensions of your Facebook background that will render well on a cell phone. If you do it 820 by 312, which is their other recommended dimension, then it's going to make it long and skinny. It's going to chop off the ends, so you're not going to see it. So like the text and whatnot that I'm looking at here on my phone wouldn't show up, and part of the picture would be chopped off. No, mind you, when you do it 820 by 462, it's going to chop off the top and bottom. So when you go back and share the screen, notice how there's a bunch of green at the top. And on a phone, you have to hit play if you want to actually make it play. There we go. But there we go. So it's got that extra space at the top. So now let me stop share. I'm going to come share my screen again. Let's go back to the desktop. And there we go. So now when it rotates back around to that same one, you'll notice that the text is pushed right up to the top. When you do 820 by 462, it's going to chop off about the top sixth, the bottom sixth. So when you design these, we're going to do that right now, you want to make sure that you've got some extra fluff on the top and the bottom that can be chopped. That way it works good on cell phone and on desktop. And by the way, cell phone's more important. Even though everything seems to be oriented towards desktop, people do more viewing on cell phone by a wide margin. A fun stat for you, probably heard me quote it before, but last year is the time when we actually topped 2-to-1. We hit 2-to-1. We talk 2-to-1. Facebook interaction to human interaction. People interact on Facebook twice as much as they talk in real life. Stat blew me away when I saw it. So here's how I'm going to make this quick little thing, video thing. I'm going to make this quick little video. I just use PowerPoint. Now, mind you, I don't always use PowerPoint. I use lots of other things. My personal preference, just quick reference, is, and I actually made this in Canva. You can go get a free version of Canva. If you're downloading stock photos, you'll notice there's some stock photos in here. I might pay $1 a piece or whatever for these stock photos. But if you want to upload stock photos, 2 good free resources, Pexels, P-E-X-E-L-S, and Unsplash, U-N-S-P-L-A-S-H. Unsplash.com, Pexels.com, both of them have free image galleries that are really quite spectacular. Or you can go to Shutterstock or Photo Dune or whatever you want and buy photos, or just buy them right here on Canva. But this is a free, I don't know, graphics design program that you can tap into, or you can pay I don't know what it is, I think it'd be $10 a month or $12 a month for a team version of this. But there are all these templates in here that I can use. Well, you don't need this. You can do it all with PowerPoint. And even when I do it here, I'll still bring it over to PowerPoint. So in PowerPoint, what do? And you can see, if you're looking at my PowerPoint screen here, that yes, I imported those images, and I just imported them straight from Canva and dropped them in here. Or I can just bring in photos, I can bring in shapes, I can use a slide template if I want to use a slide template. But the first thing you're going to do, let's say that we're making a brand new one, the first thing we would do when we come into this is up at the top, you're going to go to File, Page Setup. And you got to make it the right shape for Facebook. Remember, we want 820 by 462. Well, they don't have pixels in my PowerPoint setup, so I'm just going to make it 8.2 inches by 4.62. So you go to File, Page Setup, and this is where you can pick all kinds of. Do I want it to be for paper, for ledger, for whatever, for on-screen 16:9, 16:10? And this is how you set up your PowerPoint to render properly on different monitors, TVs, laptops, whatever, or to print. But for us, we're going to go with custom. I'm going to go 8.2 by 4.62, and that is going to give us this perfect shape. And so then you can do things like I just did here, which is, hey, let's bring in a picture, and I'll say picture from file, and then, yeah, let's bring in this photo right here. And boom, it'll bring in this photo. Now I can take my photo, and I can right-click on it, and I can crop it, and I can do whatever I want to do. And then I could come over here and say, well, gosh, let's add a shape. Let's make it this shape right here. And we'll put the shape in here. And there we go. We'll stretch it out. And oh, we want to change. Let's change the shape fill. And we want to go with, I want to go CMG green. By the way, how do I get CMG green into this? What is it? And for starters, you're never going to find what you want in the standard colors. Always go to More Fill Colors. And then you can try to make it by doing this, but here's my simple hack. I'm going to, let me just save that right there, bring this over here. And here, I did a search for CMG Financial. I clicked on images, made it an image search. And I'm going to scroll down through all these CMG images that I find online until I spot one that has, oh yeah, I like the green on home funding. Actually, I like the green and the blue. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to slide that over here where I can still see it. And I'm going to come over here and I'm going to say, choose fill. I'm going to say more fill colors. I'm going to click on the eyedropper. Now that I have the eyedropper, I can go pick any color that's on the screen. I can match this red or match this blue. So if you're ever trying to match a logo, match your logo, do whatever, everything in Microsoft, most of what's online, there are eyedropper plugins for Chrome, eyedropper. So yeah, I want to use this green. So I'm going to click on that, and I now pick that green. I'm going to say okay, and I've got that exact green. And by the way, if I wanted to come over here and say, oh, on the shape outline, let's do more fill colors, and I'll get my eyedropper, and I'll come over here and I'll zoom right in on that little blue in the Home Fund Me logo, and I'm going to use that. And then, oh, now I've got that perfect blue, but I want to make it a little wider, so I'm going to come over here to weight. I'm going to make it a 3-point. Ah, there we go. Now I got a nice wide one. Now I can, let's put in some text. I'll bring my text down here and then do the same thing with the text. And hopefully I've got that because it's a recent color. So now I've got the right color. We'll make it a little bigger. And we'll say the Rain Man of digital marketing. And I'll throw my little tagline or whatever I want to put there. Let me stretch that down. And gosh, that blue is not going to show up very good. Let's just make that bigger. Whoops, too big, out of control. We'll stretch that out. And we'll make it centered. And you know what? I'm going to take this background fill. And since my blue doesn't show up on my green very good, I'm going to take more fill colors, and it'll already be set to that one. And I'm just going to go for lighter. We'll stick with the same green, but much, much lighter. And we'll pull a bunch of the darkness out of it. And then for the font, let's make it bold so it shows up a little better. And we'll bump it up just a tad more. There we go. And we'll get it centered up here. And gosh, it's still not enough contrast. You always want all the contrast you can get. It's going to go to the shape fill color on that. More colors. And I'm going to stick with the same blue. I'm just going to make it darker. So let's just make a darker blue. And there we go. Now I got a little bit more contrast. And I've done it. Let me just make this bigger so you can see the whole thing. And now I just made a 820 by 426 slide that has, and look, you can use pictures of houses and families and yourself. I really highly recommend getting some local imagery if you have some local pics or whatever. But it can be family stuff. It can be you and you're looking to create some business shots. Stand at a whiteboard, sit at a desk, talking and referencing, and have somebody take a picture of you talking to a client or signing your name on an, whatever you want to do. Just create some business shots. Put yourself in here, put some text on there, and you can see I just threw in, you know, some of my pitches. Become a recognized leader in your market. More than 30 billion marketed, and dropped in a couple photos. And then I just picked colors for these shapes or whatever I went and found that kind of tied to the photos. And I got a bunch of red wine. I'll use red in the background. I'll kind of use that blue close to his shirt. And we'll make the font match her shirt. And we got social media. And then, I'm going to go with my CMG green and a speaking event. And maybe that photo needs to be stretched out or whatever. But when I'm done, and what I have now is a slideshow with a whole bunch of slides that are background images. And then I'm going to come to each one of these. I'm going to go to transitions. And then I'm going to pick whatever transition I want. So, let's try the page curl. Okay, I'll take it. And look, I'm probably getting a little gaudy here, and I'm certainly not a design guy. Use your own good taste. And then my little techniques here. But, let's go with cube rotation. So I could use the same one for every one of these. I could speed them up, slow them down. Yeah, let's make that rotation be just a little bit slower. We're going to make it take 2 full seconds. And now let's try it. Nice slow rotation. Perfect. That's what I was looking for. And I can use all the transitions on these slides I want so that they have some motion. And if I want them to be more animated, you got like fly in, fly out, zoom in. Let's go with this one. Woo, okay. Nope, let's go with Ferris wheel. What the heck is Ferris wheel? Okay, Ferris wheel is my new motion. Now that I've got these, by the way, you'd be amazed what you can do with PowerPoint. Image editing, little video creation, you name it. The key here is I'm not going to print this. I'm not going to save this. I'm going to come up to File, and edit, and I'm going to file, file, excuse me, and I'm going to say export. And when I say export, I want to export this not as a PDF. I want to export it as an MOV. I'm going to export it as a movie, and you can do an MP4 or whatever else. And sure, I'll let it go into this folder. And Bill Hillestead, let's call this demo cover, and it's what quality. I might as well do the max quality, but I can bring it down because Facebook's going to squish it down anyway. And let's go with internet quality, 1278 by 720, and I'll stop that phone call. And how much time do I want spent on each slide? So guys, Facebook will only allow videos that are at least 20 seconds, but not more than 90. So depending on how much text you have on your slides, what you have in them, why not go with 5 seconds per slide? Or if that's too long on a slide because you want more motion, I don't have a lot of text here, I'm going to set mine to, gosh, what do I have? 7 slides. I can do 3 seconds a slide, but let's make it 3.5. Whoop, back 0.5. Gosh, it doesn't let me do in this one decimals. So I'm going to go with 4. How about that? 4 seconds. I'm going to say export. And now it's going to go ahead and export that movie out. That movie will be in my file manager. And I'm going to grab, where did we stick that in? Collateral materials. And there's my demo cover. Let's pop that quick demo cover move. Must not be all the way exported yet. Oh, there we go. Now it's done. Now let's take a look and see how my movie looks. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then, boom, another transition, kind of a boring transition. But yep, there's my movie all set up for my background. So now what do I do? Let's go ahead and close that. And I'm going to come over here to Facebook. Let me jump back to wherever that was. Facebook. And I'm going to come up here once I'm on my business page, which you get to again by coming over here and go down to your business page, find it, and might have a couple pages, event pages, program pages, affinity partner pages, who knows. But I'm going to take that, I'm going to say change cover. And then I'm going to say I don't want to choose from videos because I haven't uploaded. I don't want it to be a standard video. I'm going to upload a photo or video. And I'm going to come back over here and I'm going to go down to collateral materials where we stuff that and say fill demo cover. And now that's going to upload that file and then it will compress that file, take about 15, 20 seconds. And my video will be all set up. And you notice that when I designed them, I always made sure I left space on top and bottom of the photo of the text so that it will render well on a desktop. If you're going to do something in between 820, 462 and 820, 312, or if you do 312, make sure you leave lots of space on the edges because they're going to get pushed off. I just find it's better to make it for the mobile and then make it work. It'll still work on desktop. So here we go. It's already uploaded. Now it's encoding, 92% done. 98% test of my ADD patients. And here we go. Pull this down here. Now that it's done uploading, I can drag it to reposition it. And you can see my text is going off the bottom. So I'm going to reposition this so that my text shows up. It looks okay. Let it rotate through. Make sure that that one needs a skosh more. Yep, that's good. Yep, that'll work. I'll watch the whole thing, reposition it, make sure that it's positioned well. Does this look okay to me? If it looks okay, then I'll just say next. And do I want it to automatically replay in a loop? This one I do. You can put up a full audio video and make it a click to play video, and sometimes that's a cool thing to do as well. But if you just want a quick, dynamic, cool looking motion background, just look, all I did is I put a green box and a photo and some white text. And then a red box with some stripes. And then a shape with some text and a photo. and you could put a big photo and then put a smaller box over the photo with some text over it. Or you could just put a photo and some text over it. Again, not here to talk about design, just here to talk about how to make your background. So then I say publish. Count to 10, and it is now all published. And I now have this motion video with all of these images that we just talked about. And again, I can pull it up on my phone. It'll actually look better on the phone because it'll be perfectly positioned and not overflowing, kind of like it is now. If I was going to stick with this one, I might reshape it and really try to get that balance between mobile and desktop. But there you go. Now I have a full motion background. Next, special bonus tip. Your profile pic is what's going to show up on everything. It's going to show up in your ads. It's going to show up in your posts. People are always going to see it. So some people just put a logo there. Since your logo is probably your name or something close to your name in a team, maybe your name in a small image, I like it when you combine a photo and a logo. So just for grants, I did this just before I came on right now. All I did, same thing. Nobody needs anything beyond what they have. You can use whatever other program besides PowerPoint. But I went into PowerPoint. I did the same thing. I went to File. I went to Page Setup. Only I made it square. I want my profile pic to be square. So I just set it to 5 by 5. I could have made it 4 by 4. It doesn't really matter. Once I got that there, I imported a photo. Hey, here's a photo. And then I took that photo, kind of shaped it, put it where I wanted, and then I wanted to get some color. I wanted to get more splash on here. I wanted to get my name on here. So I took and typed my name in a box. And then I came and I found a shape, and let's see, where's the shapes? I found this particular shape right here. And all I did is just drag that out and said, oh, look, now I got a shape. But then I grabbed the rotation and I rotated it around so it would fit this way. And then on this particular shape, yeah, I can drag it out to the corners. And let's get it all the way out to the corners. You're going, dang, where'd your picture go? Well, now I can take and let's just make that narrower. And we'll grab this edge over here and we'll make it narrower. And I could have made it bigger if I wanted. I could have added another shape. I could drop my logo up here. The whole idea, remember your branding color, whatever your branding color is, or your brand color, you want that to be extraordinarily prominent. If this was really a branding photo, if I was, one of these days I'm going to just have to break down and do more of this stuff for myself instead of just hiding and using that as an excuse that I don't really want to brand myself. I want to be a reclusive nerd. I would go in and really try to brand it up. So let's just go with brand colors here. Remind you, if you don't recall the branding presentation, where my recommendation is clothes. Go buy an article of clothing. Make it a shirt. Use that as your brand color. The eyedropper. Take a photo, eyedrop it. Boom. Now you've matched it. Make it a shirt. Make it a tie. Something in your wardrobe so that it isn't the exact tan everybody's wearing, but the tan and black. What a cool look. Same thing here. I can go with something that's really close, but I'm going to do that little darker, lighter thing. But get your color, throw some extra stuff in there, and you don't want to do a body shot like this for your profile pic, but something like this. If it was square, this was smashed down a little bit more. I still had his name. I still had his little initial logo. And I got his photo. Don't be afraid to chop off part of your head like he did here. That makes a perfect profile pic. But remember, people are frequently scrolling by. We want them to always remember that you are a realtor or whatever. So yes, now I put in my little shape, and I just wanted to wrap this one. And then I changed my colors, shape fill, like we talked about. Let's go with that. Or no, let's go with the blue. No, that doesn't look good. We'll stick with the green. Let's go with super duper bright green. And then I can do the outline. And then I can come back and I can put some text in here and stylize yourself up a nice little profile pic that has, your company logo, that has your name, that has whatever. no compliance suggestions here, talk to compliance. But I want your profile pic to have your brand color. I want it to have your logo. I want it to scream your brand. Every time somebody sees you or sees one of your posts, they need to instantly recognize, oh, Bill has bright green and blue. That's his branding. That always needs to come out. Always, always, always. So there you go. You now have a branded profile pic. And by the way, if I was really branding like this, I'd probably squeeze more branding in over here that had more of these colors like this, the Rain Man of digital marketing, world's oldest millennial, whatever the hell I want to put as taglines. Colors, I would make them consistent. Again, don't take design advice or style advice from me. Just know that you can make 820 by 420 or 462 or 8.2 by 4.62 PowerPoints, design it, throw in transitions. By the way, if you want to get advanced, you can also put movies in PowerPoint, have little motion clips and other things in there. You can have animations in PowerPoint and have things flying in and flying out and appearing. It's not just the slide transitions. If you're a more advanced PowerPoint user, you can throw in a lot of extra little cool, funky things. I don't need to have this whole slide come in. I can have the picture come in, then have the text come in, bing, 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 like a typewriter or whatever. And that's all just up here in animations. And then I can bring in my elements with the animations. And this is where I have all of my, you pick an element and you say, what do I want it to do? I want it to fly in, pop in, fold in, twirl in, then twirl back out, and then something else come in or whatever. So have some fun. Make yourself a cool little PowerPoint. Make sure that you've got enough time on each slide when you export it as a movie. And by the way, if you set your timing on an auto advance on PowerPoint, that's what it'll use. If you don't, if you just make it so it's made for you to click, click, click each slide, then when you go into the export, it'll say how long for each slide. If you don't have a time, this is the time we'll use. And that's where I used 4 seconds. So each one of these rotates every 4 seconds. And yeah, it's a little slow. Nope, too slow. I can read that much quicker. I'm going to go with 3 seconds, and I'd make it 3 seconds. And this one I might push up and do it a couple times. Do it over and over till you get it down. So there we go. Quick tip. Now let's look at questions. Bill, I've created a 10,000 person audience, and I think it's attached to my biz page. If I create an ad, does it automatically go out to these 10,000 people? No. It's a great question. When you boost, or just hit the boost button or whatever, you have the choice, and you can go out to your friends and your friends of friends, or you can go out to and you can create a new audience each time. So when you go to boost it or you go to post it, you need to make sure that you pick that saved, who do I want it to go to? This saved audience. So each time you go to create a new ad, you have the option, or you go to promote a new post, you always have the option to pick who you want it to go to, and you can pick the amount of boost. So I would pick that 10,000 person audience, and I would put a boost on it of, I don't know, $20, something like that. If you set up auto boosting, which you have to use a tool like Reveal, Add Espresso, Boosterberg, any of those you can set up auto boosting. We do that for a lot of people. Typically have people set up their auto boost at like $5, and then you can go in later and say, no, I want to up it because this one's doing really well. But everything should get at least $5. Otherwise, why are you putting it up? If you just want to have it in your old feed, you can backdate it so that it doesn't go out and get boosted. It doesn't get shown to people. It's just there in your feed. But if you're putting it, if you're putting it up, you want it to get out. And if I were to go back to, let's just pick on, come on, open up here. There we go. Now let's go back and pick on Mr. Prickett, the video machine himself. Notice here, oh, that's really small. I'm gonna make that, oh, I know why. It's a picture of his page, not his page. I never clicked on it. There we go. So now let's scroll down. And you'll notice here that when he does this, every now and then you'll see one that got no boost. So wait a second. 2,600 views, 3,200 views, 5,700 views, 12,000 views, 2,200 views, 58 views. Why put it up? And sometimes there are reasons, but typically why put it up if you're not going to boost it? Remember, no free lunch on Facebook. So answer to your question. Hopefully that covers it. Roger Johnson. Nope, you're gone. You are sharing nothing. Wow, I hope that's old. Please tell me. This all got shared. Oh, at the start, you were only out for 1 or 2 minutes. The rest was okay. Yeah, thank you. I really am the world's biggest airhead. And we have got to find a way to make these open so everybody can talk. I feel so lonely like this, and I don't know what I'm not sharing. So if I wasn't sharing, let me just try one more time. I'm going to stop share. Stop share. Come over here to, where'd my mouse go? Oh, there we go. Mouse. Share screen. Who can share? No, I want to share. Come on, and I want to go to iPad, phone. Okay, now somebody tell me if it's not sharing. It says it's share. Oh, my phone's off. So now let's see if I am indeed sharing. More, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I'm plugged in. It says it's sharing. Let's take a look. The host ad. There you go. Can anybody see that? Am I sharing with myself? Here, how about that? There's the large version of that video that automatically shares. Questions. Let's see if I can find any others. Hopefully that wasn't too quick and I wasn't talking too fast. Come on, sorry, too many screens, too much space. Q&A, not sharing. Got it. Okay, so we're going to stop share. For some reason, my phone share isn't working. Really is time for a new. I have a blank screen. Wonderful. All right, so now we're going to share the desktop again because it's the one thing we know. Oh, AirPlay cable. Let's try this one. Ta-da. Please tell me it's working. Ah, there we go. Look at that. So yes, now I have my video, and the thing about videos is they don't autoplay on phones. We can get into some more advanced stuff and what you can do. Those of you that are lucky enough to know Brett Messenger, he just came up with a cool way to convert a GIF and do that for a background. There's other things we can do, but this lets me have my background look good on my phone. Oh, there we go. And see, it does keep playing. And each time it refreshes, I get a new one. There we go. So there you go. Sharing the phone. Ta-da! And it's working. And it looks good. See how much more square it is than on desktop? I can see this on my screen, so it's showing. Thank you, Roger. I really appreciate it. So hopefully everybody can make a cool background like this for their Facebook and then have their little profile pic. And you can see this is so small, nobody can really see my name. If I was really doing this, I'd go back, redo it, make my name larger, might do Bill and then Hillestead underneath it and have the color, maybe do a frame around the outside, make the photo a little smaller, or shove the photo up into the corner so I could have more text. I'd like it to be 60 photo, 40 branding, if I had to pick a ratio. And if you want to really work in your branding colors, take a picture against any solid object, any solid wall. It doesn't matter what you take a picture against, as long as it's not like a bookshelf or something that's real busy. when you upload that to photo or to Fiverr for $5 or $10, somebody will replace the background with your brand color, your logo, whatever, and they'll stylize it up. Anybody that can use Photoshop can very, very easily cut out your background, replace it with a color background. I'm actually standing against a blue background in this one, but this would be very easy for somebody to cut out the blue and put in the green if I wanted the green for the branding. So yeah, try to brand up your photos somehow. The shirt you wear, the blouse, the scarf, the tie, the whatever, the logo, your name. I always want them to remember this is Bill the Realtor, Bill the LO, whatever it is, Bill the Financial Planner. And then I've got my little background up there. All right, let me look at questions real quick. Q&A, bring that back up. Is showing at the start you were an idiot. Nope, you're gone. All good. Let me look and see if anybody did it in the chat section. And we will wrap this one up. More. Oh, I do have some chat items. Where are they? Blank screen. You're adult. Nobody said that. I said that. I can see you, but not the iPhone. I'm so sorry for that. With sharing, I have a blank screen. Not sharing. Nope. Sorry, guys. You're insanely patient. Really appreciate it. But hopefully it's all good now. And I have no other questions. And last chance showing. Going once. Going twice. And we will stop the share. Ta-da! And something actually worked for me. Go figure. And there we go. And meeting for all. Thank you, everybody. Really appreciate your patience.